Welcome to Tales of the Ever After. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Tales of the Ever After. I am your humble DM, Tyler Borf. I am joined by Randall Marsh.
Hello.
Playing
Elaric Ithildin. That's not his accent, but I just said it weird for some reason.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And Lynn Shephard.
Hello.
Playing
Stephanie Bradshaw, the human swashbuckler rogue.
Excellent. I had a bunch of people give us some early feedback because we're recording this prior to the podcast actually launching. What level are you both? And just you don't have to get into details, but what's the mechanical build of your character?
That is a good question. Let me check my sheet. I'm a level 5 warlock. I'm built very much for healing, but I also have a cool sword that's part of my warlock pact that can do some cool things.
1 point of damage.
It did do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Also level 5, and I just picked things that sounded fun because I don't know how rogues work. So
Cool. Then want to do a quick shout out to the House of Homebrew, who does not sponsoring this podcast, but had a great chat with them yesterday on their D&D mastermind. So if you're listening, dear listeners, to our podcast, you should definitely go check out their podcast. You can find them on Instagram at House of Homebrew. Cool. Let's play some fantasy escapism, shall we?
absolutely.
That sounds awesome.
Lovely. Last time, you all had made your way back to the island paradise of Sandrill and were surprised to find that one of the refugees on your trip that you took with you from Emberhold was none other than the Butcher of Agared, Field Marshal of the Adarian armies, recipient of Stephanie's BOGO card giveaway, General Tailnor. He allowed himself to be restrained without incident and escorted to a holding cell in the middle of town. Elaric, you headed to the home of Enna, who's the de facto leader of Sandrill and also the caretaker of the town's orphanage. Stephanie, you scoured your ship to ensure no traps awaited you after that week-long trip. While Elaric, you were updating Enna on both the failed plot at Emberhold and the capture of General Tailnor, you noticed there was, just briefly, this sort of sick Ethiel child. And then you took Enna down to interrogate Tailnor on what he was doing there. While you were interrogating him, one of the Ethiel guards, Havilar, suddenly was racked with pain, seemingly lost his Ethiel essence for a moment, and you rushed him over to the clinic. At that same time, Stephanie, as you had cleared out your ship, you were looking at the island and noticed this sort of miasmic mist was forming from the ground, which was very unusual. Heave eloquently said, it looks like the Earth's farting. And sensing something is wrong because the Earth normally does not fart. It is lactate free. And you decided that you were going to go find Elaric. You made your way into town. Some of the normal sounds you hear of life and bustling and busyness of this town started to turn from just normal conversations to confusion as people were noticing this mist, to suddenly screams of terror and fear. You saw that some of the mist was becoming humanoid shaped and making its way towards the clinic where you saw Elaric standing inside. Elaric, you were standing in this clinic where you brought Havilar with Enna. There were several sick Ethiel that were in there. The clerics that were there said that this had just been starting to happen over the last hour or so. And as you turn around, you saw Stephanie running towards you. You saw this mist become this humanoid shape. For the first time, you noticed that this mist was sort of creeping in through the windows, forming into other masses around you. And as the mist started to touch the various Ethiel, again, they glow this sort of light blue color. That color was turning red. They started screaming in pain. And with that, we rolled initiative. So just to give you the layout of this space that you're in. So Stephanie, you're right outside this hut. So you're on a normal street path in the middle of this town. This is like a dirt road path. The holding cells are behind you, 20 yards behind you. There's a couple other shops and houses up here. lots of mist sort of seeping out of the ground. People have pretty much ran from this area because they're either running into buildings or just trying to essentially find a place where the mist isn't at. You are maybe like 6-7 feet in front of the door into the clinic. There is still one of the humanoid mist shapes that's essentially standing between you and Elaric. So you and Elaric are maybe 12 feet apart. This thing is like right in between both of you.
Can I add one note? Read the Earth being lactate free. You can always tell when it has a cheat day because a volcano goes off.
Yes. So Stephanie, from your vantage point too, because the mist is translucent or transparent, not translucent, you can see Elaric, but you can also see some other of these mist forms starting to pop up. Because the doorway, you can only see a little bit, obviously, the clinic. You can't see too many details in there. Elaric, inside the medical tent that you're in, it's kind of the same layout you'd see like in like old MASH episodes, right? Like this isn't meant like to be a hospital. The town's usually pretty well taken care of, so it doesn't have a fully stocked hospital. It just kind of has these treatment rooms or treatment space. There's a couple cots for beds. There's a few hastily built cloth walls between some of these cots because you've got about 6 or 7 Ethiel that are sick in there. It wasn't designed to handle numerous bedridden patients.
Right.
So they kind of made do with what they had. In there are 4 clerics. There are a total of, I said 6 or 7. There are a total of 8 sick Ethiel that are in there.
Okay.
Enna and yourself.
Wasn't one of the mist humanoids attacking the patient?
Yes, there's more mist, humanoid shaped mist that are already in. They've come from the floor and or the windows. So there's a few currently that are inside there that are going after the patients.
Yeah.
What were our initiative rolls?
Well, on initiative 18, who goes first is the mist.
Oh, shit.
Cool.
Yeah. So the first thing that happens is you can hear screamings growing louder from all directions within Sandrill. Elaric, I think for the first time, you probably become aware of it outside of the medical building.
Okay.
Obviously, there's screaming coming from inside the medical building at this point, too. The clerics are panicking. You can look over your shoulder and you see like Enna has this look of panic on her face. It's not her turn yet, but you can kind of tell she's getting ready to leave this place because the first thing she says is the children, and you know that there are Ethiel children. So the mist, all the ones that are around the Ethiel, they continue to become fully anthropomorphized, so they're humanoid looking. And just sort of a general humanoid shape. So
it's like the police walk stick man on like a crosswalk.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. Yeah. In fact, they're just stuck in that position.
Yeah. The head's detached.
Yeah. They are, when I say that they're attacking, they're not like aggressively swinging at, they are just leaning over and touching the Ethiel. But where that touch is, the mist itself is this sort of sickly green brown color. So as they touch it, the blue color from the Ethiel, it merges with that greenish brown color of the mist and becomes sort of that reddish color that you saw happen to Havilar when he started choking and coughing.
Gotcha. Is the mist like sucking it up and becoming blue or changing at all?
It's changing into that reddish color. So It's going up to about a little past their elbow, like into their bicep on their arms that are touching it. The one that is in front of you, on its turn, it walks through you. And as that happens, Lynn, I'm actually going to ask that you leave the room for a little bit. And I'm going to call you back in just a couple minutes.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
The moment this mist creature comes in contact with you, you have this immediate neurogenic response in your body. You can feel that you immediately inhale involuntarily. Your skin freezes and your vision starts to fade around you into a little dot and everything goes black. As that happens, your ears it feels like it's clogging. The frenetic sounds of Sandrill fade away. Okay. And you feel yourself floating almost. And it's almost immediate, like as if almost gravity shifted. So not like you fell, but almost as if the orientation of the world shifted around you. And the sounds as your ears start to unclog, come back, and you hear the sounds of a river, and you hear insects fluttering about, chirping of birds. As you can breathe in voluntarily, you can smell earth, wood, the scent of fresh moss fills your nostrils. You feel yourself now, you're not floating, you're laying down. As you can tell, you're being hugged by foliage on the ground beneath your body. And you recognize that you're just laying in the middle of a forest somewhere. Your eyes are closed at this moment, but you can tell that you suddenly realize you have control of your body again. And then a gentle hand rests on your shoulder.
I open my eyes.
Elaric, it's time we get back to Willowdew.
What just happened?
This voice is familiar. It's alien. It's wonderful. It's impossible for this voice and this vision that is appearing in front of you. That isn't a vision. It's someone sitting there next to you. This is the voice. And as you open your eyes, the visage of Zayela Valendir, your fiance, who you have not seen since the cataclysm. Do me a favor, describe her for us. What did she look like?
Well, she's also a wood elf like me. She's very close to the classic image of an elf. Blonde hair, not quite so flaxen blonde, a little dirty blonde, but blue eyes, very pointed ears. She wears foresty colors as well, green and white. She's thin, tall, not as tall as me. And she wears her hair long and down. And I haven't seen her for, must have been 10 years.
Yeah, you look down at her or look up at her as she's leaning over you. She's got a little book that she closes. She goes, Elaric, we have to get back to Willowdew. Your sister's waiting for us. Come on. Enough time for naps.
Zayela, where are we? What just happened? I've been looking for you for 10 years.
You've been having a dream. Where you expect us to be? This is the Dimwood, you silly. Get up. We gotta go. You had a nightmare. It's fine.
I stand. I'm not sure if I believe that yet, but I'm going to follow her.
She stands up. She packs up. There's a little feast that's out there. She packs up the food in this little wooden basket that she brought for you to have this picnic. You're on this edge of a river. The sky's blue, a color you haven't seen in, again, 10 years. The creatures, sounds that you hear, the life that goes into being in a place of nature, and those sounds, the earth itself singing, humming, the water flowing, everything just seems very peaceful in this moment. As she gets up and you blink, all of a sudden you're much farther down. You're on a path. You're walking next to her. Seems like time is skipped a beat here. Make a perception check for me.
Right. Nice. 21.
She is going, yeah, I'm really excited. I know you need to leave for a couple days, but I was talking to your sister, and I think if we go back to Evershade in time to see your parents, then maybe we can get back home in time, and we can figure out when the wedding's going to be. And as she's saying this, and she's going on and on about these events, you can see off on the sides of this path that you're walking, those mist shapes. They're humanoid, and they're walking. So they're just kind of walking through the forest, like maybe good anywhere from like 30 to like 100 feet off to the side, just kind of walking between woods. And it's very much one of those like instances of, it walks behind a tree, and then it's 30 feet further away when it comes back behind another tree. And then it's 70 feet closer when it goes by this other tree. And then it's behind a bush, right? It doesn't seem to be following space in a linear fashion.
Zayela, do you see that? Do you see those things?
And so anyways, then we can get what I don't let's see what things
in the woods behind the trees.
You must have. I told you not to take naps in the middle of the day. This is what happens. I don't Sweetie, I don't see anything.
Okay, you don't understand. These things, I've seen them before. I don't know what they are, but they are not supposed to be here. Don't go. Stay, whatever happens, just stay with me. We're going to figure this out, but just don't leave.
I don't know what you're talking about. Come on, we gotta get back to town. Your vision jumps forward again, and you're at a fork in the road. This fork in this particular road, in this particular day, this moment specifically is etched in your mind. Because this is the last time that you ever saw Zayela. She goes off to her left. She goes back to town. You go off to the right to purchase some exotic herbs that you were sent to find. And when that happens, the cataclysm occurs. This is the day of the cataclysm.
Zayela, listen to me. I'm not going to go. I'm going to stay with you, but don't go further into Dimwood. Just listen to me, okay? Just.
She puts her hand on your cheek. Sweetie, listen, Larsha needs those herbs.
That's the least important thing right now. The important thing is that you are here. I am here. Yes, we can...
I know. I'm always here with you.
I'm not going to leave you, okay? Whatever. If you want to come with me on this journey, we'll go. We'll be away from Dimwood. Just come with me. Don't go down. Don't go down that road.
Elaric, I'm not going to leave you.
Good.
Listen, sweetie. She puts her other. She's cupping your face. She leans in, gives you a kiss. Goes, it's okay. You can taste. That's a familiar taste and feel of her lips against your lips. She goes, listen. As she puts one of her hands down on your chest over your heart. I'm going to marry you. We're going to live the rest of our life together. Nothing can stop that. Whatever bad dream you had, I promise you, it was just a bad dream, nothing more.
It wasn't a dream. It was not a dream. Don't go.
You see, as you're looking at her, one of the mist figures stands a foot behind her, kind of rises up in your vision, and it points down the right path, the one that you did follow. And you can see, as you look down that path, you see other of these mist figures almost beckoning you to follow them.
Is Zayela still there?
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave her. I'm not going down the road.
Okay, well, you're going to have to deal with Larsha. I'm not going to protect you from your sister. If you want to come back, then you can come back with me. Let's go.
No, don't. Just stay here.
You want us to stay here in the middle of a road, silly?
Yes.
Why?
You don't know what happens. When you go down that road, you go away forever. It's not... I can't deal with that again. And I hold her hand, and I'm not going to let it go.
She holds your hand back, but she kind of just tugs you to the left towards home and says, well, listen, whatever road we go down, no matter what physical distance separates us, my heart is your heart. I beat with every breath I take, the same rhythm that your heart beats with every breath you take. We are connected by the earth, by the wind, by our very souls entwined. I'm always with you. You're always with me. Come on, if something clearly is bugging you, just come home with me. We'll talk to Larsha and maybe go tomorrow.
You're right. I'll go with you. I'm not going to leave you. I'll go with you. We'll see Larsha.
The mist reaches out to you like it's trying to grab your hand. It doesn't touch you. It doesn't make contact with you. But it clearly is asking for you to follow it.
I don't want to follow it.
There's no little time jump as you're farther down the path towards Willowdew, towards your home. As you are walking with Zayela, her hand in yours, she seems to be talking, but you can hear her voice, but you can no longer make out the words that she's saying. If you would like to, you can go ahead and make an insight check or just a kind of a straight intelligence check.
Insight's probably better. 19.
This is a memory that you don't have. And so as she's saying words, whatever she's saying, this is a memory that has nothing to coalesce around. So you can hear the tone, the frequency of her voice, but you can't make sense of it because whatever happened after that fork in the road, you weren't there for. Because this didn't actually happen. And as she's talking, there's this bright flash of light ahead. The sky itself seems to rip open as if somebody just took a giant zipper across the sky. This dark, deep purple takes over. The forest around you catches fire. You see mounds of earth start exploding out of the ground, stones flying everywhere. Zayela seems completely naive and ignorant to whatever's going on around both of you. As her hand is still in your hand.
I'm going to grab her and I'm going to hold her head against my shoulder so she doesn't see any of it.
She rests her head into you. She gives you a big hug. Time jumps again, and you are in Willowdew. This town's just destroyed. It's on fire. Huts are torn open. You don't even hear crying or sounds of sadness because there seems to be no life here at all in the wake of the cataclysm. Zayela again seems to be moving as if nothing is wrong, as if she doesn't see these things. And she goes to where your house used to be, and she walks through the door into there. The door's just kind of hanging off by one of the remaining wooden beams, and she goes out of your sight for just a second. And as you go around the corner, you no longer see Zayela. Instead, what you see is the image of what will eventually be your celestial patron, Visrian. And he puts his hand on your shoulder, and you just hear him say, "Heal her."
Can I do that? Have you given me the power to bring her back?
Your vision immediately fades before anything else can be said or
Visrian?
done as you say these things. You start shouting this out, and can you bring Lynn back in for me, please? We're not crying, you're crying. As you hug Stephanie's battered corpse.
Do you have any idea how horrifying it is to be out there without a phone for that long?
Oh, it's okay. We answered all your texts for you.
Yeah, it's fine. You just ordered a lot of crypto for the Nigerian prince.
Hell yeah. I hope it's all meme coins.
Cool. Stephanie, you see this mist walks through Elaric, and then it just kind of steps through him. And as it does, it seems to fade away past him. In other words, it doesn't make it through him. You do notice immediately, well, Elaric, you described for me, like physically, how do you react to that?
I think I'm pretty shell-shocked. My eyes are wide open. I'm not looking at any of the things in the room. I'm looking sort of past it, and I'm just sort of frozen there, arms at my side.
And you have a decision in your heart to make, which is that last command that was given to you. Are you going to resolve to do that?
Yes.
As you do so, this mist disappears through Elaric.
Mm-hmm.
I love your shit-eating grin of like, what is happening right now? This is the best. You'll be able to listen to this afterwards. I don't care.
You're so generous.
Yeah, I am magnanimous. As you make that decision, 3 of the other mists that are around, some of the ethereal behind you, you see them like stand up kind of straighten up their body, and almost like they sigh in relief, and they disappear.
Were those ones touching the ethereal?
Ones that were touching the ethereal inside. Yeah, so you can see it through him, and then you see it kind of as you... Well, you're probably shell-shocked. So you might not see this, but you would definitely see it behind Elaric.
But when they sighed contentedly and I'm guessing yawned into the abyss, they had already been touching the ethereal?
They'd already been touching the ethereal. Okay. The ethereal that they touch are alive, but their color is dimmed a little bit. And then the other ones are still in contact with the mists. With that, we go next in initiative order to Stephanie. Heave and Ho are behind you.
Cool. I mean, if I recall correctly, there were mists of these things kind of just coming up all over the island and kind of heading towards this spot. Do they seem to be ignoring us?
Make an intelligence check for me.
How does a 2 strike you?
The things that you do see that have definitely coalesced, there's the random mist that's sort of forming different parts of the earth. The ones that have become anthropomorphic, those ones are going towards ethereal.
Okay.
And just to clarify when I say that too, so that there's no confusion, Elaric was essentially in that one's way. Like it had to go through Elaric to get through.
Yeah, right. There was still an ethereal guard with Tailnor in the holding cells, right?
No ethereal guards. There's the orc guard that is down there.
Okay.
The one ethereal guard was Havilar.
And then he went away.
And he was the one that Elaric and Enna brought to the clinic.
So he's in there right now.
Gotcha. I don't know. I don't think Stephanie has any idea what the fuck's going on. Yeah, I mean, this doesn't look like anything I would have seen before, right?
No, this is insane. Whatever's happening is quite confusing to you. And just as a reminder too, like the Ethereal have only really populated Dulcia since the Cataclysm. What do you want to do?
Oh, God. I mean, does Elaric seem hurt other than mentally as that thing passed through?
Physically, he appears the same.
Okay.
So currently you've got 5 of these humanoid mists inside still that are attacking, or at least clearly absorbing the energy of 5 of the ethereal patients.
Yeah, but I doubt bullets will affect mists. I'll test that theory. I'll try to shoot one of them. That's a 13.
13 will miss. So essentially, as you shoot the gun, Alaric's kind of in your way. And so you're trying to aim this in a way where you're like, I don't want to hit him. I want to hit this thing. He's kind of in your way, and you overcompensate to make sure you don't hit Elaric, and it misses any of the earth farts.
Do they react at all?
Yeah, all 5 of them do look back towards you.
Cool. I think I, in that case, would say, if you don't mind, if we could discuss what's happening here, I do think that maybe going after these patients is not the most welcoming of actions to you fine folk. Did they do anything?
No, they don't react to your voice at all.
Yeah, I don't know. I think at this point, okay, fuck it. As a bonus action, can I slap Elaric?
Yeah.
Cool.
Do I have to roll for this?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. You run up and just bam, slap him. Perfect. I like it. It's even Ho's turn. What do you want them to do?
Can they get inside this place and start picking up the ones that were already touched by the mists?
Yeah, they can run in there.
Cool. Yeah, we'll do that. And then I'll just tell them, take them to the ship. I don't think they've gone towards the ship yet. So if you could run them, and if nothing else, you'll lead some of these things away from everyone else. Good luck.
On it, boss. On it, boss. They run in there. They, I think Heave can easily pick up 2 of them. And Ho actually is going to roll a strength check to see if Ho was able to pick up the other one. Ho is trying desperately to pick up the other one, but he's just a tiny little goblin boy. And so it looks like he'll probably be like dragging this person out of the bed.
Cool. Let him.
Heave runs by. He's got enough movement to get in there, grab these guys, gets back out, essentially kind of ends where he started behind you. But now he's got these 2 wounded ethereal with him, and he's going to start making his way back towards the ship. Ho is trying his best to try to figure out how to fireman carry, but he hasn't learned that skill yet. So he's struggling inside there.
Yeah, when he levels up, I'll take that feat.
The clerics are all going to try to cast Dispel Magic on these creatures. So you see as all of them put their hands out and start to call on their divine entity to empower them in this moment to dispel the magic, they all have that same feedback that you experienced, Elaric, because they don't know about that yet.
Probably should have mentioned that.
Thankfully, they only take 1 damage from, I think the combined power between the few of them actually helps mitigate the force of the feedback. So it kind of disperses between the 3 of them.
They're the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The dance off worked, you guys. So they only take 1 damage from this. And then they are going to kind of recover as they're kind of figuring out, what's the next thing that they can try to do. The mist does seem to respond to it, at least, as all of them stop touching the ethereal and like look back towards the clerics. Enna, on her turn, she runs out.
Right.
And goes, I'm so sorry. I need to get back to the orphanage. I need to make sure the children are fine. And she runs away up the hill towards the orphanage. So she uses her full action dash. And with that, we get to the bottom of the initiative order. On a 3, Elaric.
Is that what I rolled? Cool.
Yeah.
Well, between the gunshot and the slap in the face, I think I'm no longer completely out of it.
Yeah.
I think coming to and sort of, in the short amount of time to sort of piece together everything I've seen, I'm still seeing the mist creatures sort of like looming over the patients, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't fully understand what these things are, but I'm making a connection here that there's something to do with my patron. So I'm going to draw my sword. I use a bonus action to make it glow. So yeah, now it's a glowing sword, Meridium. What did I call it? What's the other name? The Dark Piercer. And I want to move in between as much as I can the patients in the bed and the mist creatures. And I want to try to command them to stop, not as a spell. I just want to tell the mist to stop while holding up the sword.
Is it just that? Like, is it just saying the word stop? Like, what do you want to do in this moment?
My hope is that the sword itself will give me some sort of authority over them. I don't know. I don't know if that will work, but I'm going to, at least before I start, fighting, I want to see if I can command them. So using the authority of that I'm holding in my hand.
Cool. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
That is a 14.
On 14, you stand between them. Your sword's glowing. You command them to stop. And they were distracted by this bullet shot. They're looking at the clerics who just trying to do something to them. And then they kind of all turn and look at you. We're going to call this an investigation check.
Hey, that is an unnatural 20.
They turn back around to look at you, and there's no facial features, right? It's just sort of an outline of a humanoid figure. So there's nothing really to pull from in the way that their faces are looking or what they're doing. But the body language that they're giving off in this moment is similar to what you had experienced when the one went through you. It's this longing that seems to be there. Like, as you command them to stop, you can tell on your unnatural 20 that they're not going to stop, but you can also tell in this moment that it's, at least from their perspective, it's not malicious what they're doing.
After saying that, I'm going to go, I already tried that.
Okay. I was kind of in my own little world. I don't know if I saw that. Okay, I am going to, holding up my sword, I'm going to Eldritch Blast 2 of them. Again, I'm mostly concerned about protecting the patients.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a hit.
How many of them are there?
Right now, there are 5 left.
5, okay. 2, whatever 2 are closest. So that is a 26.
That'll hit.
Ugh, and a natural 1.
That will not hit.
Yeah, okay.
It'd be kind of wild if it did.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, 3 points of force damage to one of them.
Okay. Your sword glows a little bit stronger than the last time you used it. A 300% increase in power as it hits one of these things. The Eldritch Blast seems to sort of get absorbed into it, but you can see that the mist and the coloration around it sort of fades just a little bit. So it's taken some level of damage for sure from this hit.
Okay.
That one in particular starts to raise its hand towards you again.
Cool. I think I'm out of stuff, though. I think that's my turn.
We go back up to the mist's turn. So you can hear again from outside, there is still the screams and the shouts going on everywhere. Stephanie, as you're kind of looking around you outside, the mist that is coming out of the ground seems to have died down a little bit ever since whatever happened with Elaric and the mist going through him. 4 of the mist start touching the Elaric. Touching the Elaric. Show me on this doll where he touched you, Elaric. 4 of the humanoid mists start to reach down towards the Athel again, continuing to absorb their powers. You can see now maybe about 40% of those 4 remaining ones, or 4 of the 5 remaining Athel. The one that you attacked reaches out to you and walks into you. And again, you feel, and this time it's that same sensation. The world goes dark around you. Your senses go dull. Your hearing becomes clogged. And as it fades back in, you are back at that crossroads. This time, Zayella has left already. She's gone down to the left. And that path down there is wrecked and destroyed, almost as if the destruction from the cataclysm has already impacted that part of the path. That path is destroyed and impassable. The path on your right seems to be untouched by whatever that is, so it still looks green, verdant. The sky's still blue over there. It looks like it's passable, and you see again a series of those mists beckoning you down that direction.
And the path to the left is just nothing. Does it look like it goes into Dimwood? Is Dimwood just completely destroyed and on fire?
This is like the nothing from Neverending Story to your left.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go down the path on the right and see what the deal is with these mists, because I don't understand them yet, apparently.
They walk with you. Time jumps. You're further down the path. There's more of these creatures with you. You end up in this clearing that you recognize. This is actually where you were the moment that the cataclysm hit, where you were finding these herbs that were for your sister, Marcia. And in the middle of this field is a stone fragment. It's about 4-inch in diameter. It is about 7 inches tall. It is this onyx stone that seems to be fractured from some sort of statue. You can tell that there's some runes etched into it. It seems to be glowing purple, and the mists are in a almost full circle around it with a small little opening for you to walk into the center. They all have their hands open toward you as if beckoning you into the center of this area where this stone is.
I'll walk into the center of the circle.
As you do, you have this brief flash of a vision of this ebony-skinned, long black hair female warrior setting this statue down, this fragment down in this field. It's just a fraction of a moment, then it disappears, and you go back to seeing this as it is. And as you walk in there, you hear from the stone itself, "We can protect you."
Do I recognize the woman I saw, or the voices or the sound of it? Does any of it sound familiar?
The woman you would not recognize, and the sound, whatever this voice is, it sounds, I'll say it sounds celestial in nature, but not familiar to. Like, it's definitely whatever voice this came from, or whatever creature this voice came from is a powerful being. What that means to you is difficult to piece together in this moment.
And the voices say, "We can
protect you."
Protect me.
And the stone glows a little brighter, as if beckoning you, begging you to pick it up.
Can I tell anything about it before I touch it?
Go ahead and make an investigation check.
That's pretty good. That's a 21.
It is definitely broken off from some larger form, whatever that is. Difficult to tell if this is 1% of 1% or if this is 85% of 100%.
Could be a big toe from a statue.
Exactly. It could be like the toenail, or it could just be the majority of the statue.
Yeah.
Can't quite tell. The purple glow, the way it glows is reminiscent of the way ethereal glow. But while they typically glow blue, this one is glowing purple.
We can protect you. I'm going to pick it up.
You go pick this thing up. Your vision immediately collapses around you. You're back open again in the medical tent. Your hand is empty, but the glow on your sword is now purple.
Oh, that's different.
And as
it's not my turn.
It's not your turn, no. As you do that, the one missed as it reached out to grab you. The other thing is you're going to take 6 thunder damage as this one made contact sort of with a more malicious intent. But as you come back and the sword's glowing purple, its hand, as it did that damage to you, kind of softens and it kind of goes in almost to hug you. And as it does, it fades away. And then one of the other ones next to you kind of breathes a sigh of relief and also disappears. Now there are 3 of these things left. With that, Stephanie, it's your turn.
I think the only thing I would have seen out of that would have been the color of the sword change, right? Other than that thing touch him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's been a weird day.
Is Ho still struggling with the ethereal?
Yeah, because it's not his turn yet, but yeah, he's still struggling. You can see when that happened too, again, the level of the mist around you seems to sink further back down into the ground.
Okay. I want to go because the ones that disappeared, you said they took about 15%, right? The three that seemed content and left took about 15%.
The first ones, when they left, had only taken 15. So then the two that just left have taken roughly like 40% of that light. And I think, I'm giving you a pretty firm number. Visually, it's like some of them lost a little bit of color. Those other ones lost half color, right?
Cool. So there's three left that are still by their patients, right?
Absorbing life energy from the Athel.
Cool. I think I want to run up and attack whichever one is closest. I'm gonna try this two weapon double attack thing with my daggers.
Nice.
Excellent.
And as I do so, I'm gonna go. There's a thing that is need, and then there is greed. 24.
Ooh.
Hey, good news.
Yeah.
You missed. No, that hit.
It's missed. What the fuck did you expect?
Missed.
Cool. Okay. So do I roll for each one of those attacks?
Correct.
Okay. So 19. So I get one more or two more?
Do you have the nick property
I do have the nick property.
of the weapon you just used? So then you can make a second attack, which will count as still your action. And then you'll have a bonus action to do a third attack, essentially.
Okay, cool. So that's going to be a 14.
That will just barely miss.
And then I guess I'll also use a bonus.
Yep.
So, and then that is going to be 16.
16 will hit.
10 damage total.
Sneak attack if I'm standing in front. I don't know which one she's hitting.
You know what? Yeah, because I'll say the clerics are there and they're allies. So for sure, yeah, go ahead and roll sneak attack damage for one of them.
So that's 3d6. Cool. Shit. You want me to count that one or re-roll it?
Re-roll it in the dice tray.
Good, because that is 11 more.
Awesome. So as you slash with the first dagger, and that's what does like the sneak attack damage. That one does quite a bit of damage. It's enough that the creature reacts, not in the mechanical reaction way, just physically reacts to getting slashed by this dagger. It stops touching on to the Athel and looks towards you to try to defend itself. And so as you go for the second attack, it brings its arm up and your arm goes through the mist. And when that happens, you don't get any visions per se, but you can hear these very acute memories, and they're just brief glimpses of them. You hear Captain Zaymar telling you to help train the prince and princess. You hear Ulysses Seaworthy telling you that the ship's ready to sail. You hear the voices of children thanking you for training them. And you also hear this voice that's completely unfamiliar to you, that is also clearly not a memory, but this voice says, "Bring her home." And then as your arm goes through it, and then you quickly just kind of muscle memory of the attack. So you're able to, your body's already moving to get that third attack in, and you do that little last bit of damage to it.
Is it still standing?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to spit on it and be like, how dare you?
Okay. Your spit just goes through it and lands on the Athel that's behind it.
That's fine.
Fuck me for writing an emotional episode. Jesus Christ. Okay, cool. Anything else you do? You have a little bit more movement if you want to use it. Otherwise, you want to kind of keep yourself where you're at.
Yeah, I'll stay there.
Okay. Ho is going to, with advantage this time. Yeah, good. They got advantage. He pulls the thing over, like gets it on top of him. He kind of like topples over for a second, but he catches himself. He's like, I got him. And then he runs out of the room there. You hear Heave is outside. He's making his way towards the ship.
Are the mists following the Athel that are being carried out, or are they don't care?
So you've got the 3 Athel left. So the 2 are still interacting with the Athel that are in front of them. And then the 1 has responded to Stephanie.
Okay.
What any one of these things might be doing that are outside of the clinic, at this point, you don't have line of sight.
Okay.
It's Enna's turn, but she's doing her thing. So we'll go down to Elaric. So Heave and Ho will remove from initiative. Enna will remove from initiative. And then we still have the clerics in here.
The guardians.
The clerics sort of seeing their last spell didn't work. They see that you seem to keep being able to like remove these things from existence, but they clearly don't understand why. So they all run to the other side of you, and they're all going to try to attack the other two mists to try to get them to like come in your direction, essentially putting themselves behind you, so that way you're between them and the mist. Because at this point, they're like, he's figured it out. Don't know why, but he's figured it out.
Thanks, guys.
So they are going to make a couple rolls here. Two of them miss as they are running over to you, I think, as just the chaos, and they're trying to figure it out and they still don't know. So they're kind of like shooting over their shoulder as they go. They're trying to do guiding bolt.
Okay.
And so two of them miss. The third one will hit. That one does 13 radiant damage to the one that you're fighting, Stephanie.
Ooh. And you'll get advantage.
As it gets hit with this thing, yeah, it starts to glow very differently from these other types of things that are going on. This is this celestial glow that's overcome it that makes it a little bit easier for you to target. You can almost feel like your daggers want to like hit it a little bit more. So yeah, advantage. Actually, whoever goes after it next will have advantage on the next hit. You're in front of Elaric, and then so that thing has to go through you to get to Elaric. Cool. That's the cleric's turn. So Elaric, it is now your turn. So two of them, the guiding bolts missed. They're still attacking or absorbing the energy of two of the Athel. And then that one is engaged with Stephanie and now has this glow about it as it has been hit by guiding bolt. You can also tell at this point too, the sounds from outside. It feels like there's less people that are panicked, and now it's some of that panic is still there, but some of it's being replaced by calls for help and the things you do like as things are being resolved, and you need to be like, okay, now we need to move into triage mode.
Okay, since the clerics seem to think they're wizards, I'm going to heal myself using my bonus action. I've got a healing light, so I can use up to 6d6 to heal myself. So I'm going to do 4. Oh boy, that should be more than enough. 16. Yeah, so I'm almost full. Awesome. Can I tell anything about the sword that it's a different color? Is there anything, do we get a sense of what might have changed?
Yeah, go ahead and roll I'll also call this one will be a perception check to see if you can see what else physically is different about this thing.
Yeah, it's a 9.
In this moment, I think because there's still just a lot of chaos and you're still dealing with the oddity of having experienced additional time via memory and experiences while also not having passed an equitable amount of time in the real world. I think you're just too disoriented to really pay attention right now. As you try to look at it, there's too much going on.
Purple. That's all I can tell. Purple. Okay, well, I'm going to grip Meridian with 2 hands, and I am going to attack one of the mists, not the one that Lynn is engaged with. That is a 15.
15 will hit?
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah.
And since I'm 2-handing it, I can do 1d10.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, plus 6. So 8 points of radiant damage.
Perfect. All right, cool.
And because it's my packed weapon, I can make a second attack.
Do it.
I will.
Cool.
That is the same roll. So that's a 15. 9 points of radiant damage.
17 total points of radiant damage. Excellent. Yeah, you slash into this thing. As you do on both of these, you can hear, not coming from anything, it's just in your head, you hear these like sorrowful wails every time you slash into this thing with your sword. Okay. With that, go back to the top of the round. It's the mist's turn. So the one is now distracted because you hit it. The other one is still engaged with that last Athel. Of the 8 Athel that were on beds, 3 of them have been removed by Heave and Ho. One of them is still engaged with one of these mists. That one, you can see essentially 3/4 of its energy has been absorbed out of it. And then the one that is closest to you, Elaric, is just going to take a swing at you. That'll be a 15 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
You're going to take 12 thunder damage. As this fist kind of coalesces and has this reaction against your body. It's burns into your skin a little bit. And again, you can feel this sorrowful scream as it does so. You definitely get the sense of like, it does not want to be doing this. It does not want to be attacking you. It doesn't want to be getting hurt. It wants you to leave it alone. The one that is engaged with Stephanie, that was the one that got hit with the radiant bolt by the clerics. It's going to move through you, Stephanie. And as it does, Randall, I'm going to have you step out this time.
Take your phone with you.
Don't do it. No. Lies.
Right, I will be down the hall.
So anyways, we're going to kill Elaric right now.
Yeah.
So you experience this blurring of your vision. Everything darkens around the edges and comes down to a point, and then you're falling backwards into a void of nothing. The shouting that's still kind of going on in that room as people are still engaged, there's still one screaming at Thiel. The fear, the pain, all of these sounds fade away and are replaced with the sound of cheering, people excited to be around. As you take a breath in, you're hit with the smell of oiled leather and sweat. Your vision starts to correct itself a little bit as you find yourself just swaying from the disorientation of what you're experiencing. You are at the edge of a training arena. You recognize this training arena. This is in the city of Agared. This is some 13 years prior to the present day. Next to you is the captain of the Agorad Guard, Zamar Itu. He is a Goliath. He has gray skin. He has these tattoos over the bridge of his nose that go up and over the back of his bald head. He has this big, bushy black beard. He's wearing his captain plate mail. He has these silver and gold inlaid pieces of plate. There's these blue runes all over them that are empowering the plate that is on him. He has this really beautiful blue scarf that then wraps around and kind of trails back behind him with these white lines, zigzag lines that go into it, signifying his role as captain. He's got this leather belt on him, and then this giant two-handed greatsword across his back. In the arena is the two people that you are responsible to, the people that you train here in Agorad, which is the prince and princess. Zamar's eldest son is also in the arena. It's this one-on-one battle. You're kind of training them right now on, what do you do when you're fighting somebody, but then a third party joins in who is on no one's side but their own. You also see there are a bunch of people around the outskirts of the arena. This isn't like an exhibition thing. This is actual just training, but there are other guards. There are other soldiers of Agorad. There are other royals that are there because it's always kind of fun, especially when the royals themselves are fighting. And Stephanie, you are known for being an excellent trainer of these warriors. You also see off to the side is Zamar's wife and their youngest son, who's just a baby. She's holding on to the baby. You're kind of hit in this moment, by everything feels very real. This doesn't feel like a vision or even a memory, even though you know this has to be a memory. And the other thing is why this moment is hitting you so hard is this is the day that you're going to be sent on a mission to escort an ambassador to meet with members of the Ember Syndicate. And this will be the last time that you ever see anyone except for Zamar alive from the city of Agorad. Zamar kind of claps your back as the princess is actually doing a really good job of holding off the other two. He goes, I always knew you had lots of tricks up your sleeve, Stephanie, but she is a fighter worthy of our bloodline. What say you?
She is. She'll do fine with whatever comes her way.
She needs to learn to sweep the leg a little bit better, methinks.
Well, she prefers to dance around. I don't know. Maybe it's those finesse that comes with the dancing classes that she took when she was younger. I'm not sure, but she'll get there.
Fighting is much more than just brute force. It is about elegance as well. Correct. Listen, Stephanie, I'm going to need you to be gone for a little while. I need you, somebody I can trust. We're going to send some of our leaders to meet with the Ember Syndicate. Apparently, they're planning on trying to infiltrate the Eldarian Empire, and I need someone of your caliber there to keep our ambassadors safe, but also, in case things go south, I need someone who can handle herself.
Since before this vision began, are my daggers in their sheaths at my side?
What would you have had in this training moment?
I think it would make sense if she had the daggers on her.
Yeah.
I don't think by this point she was too used to using pistols. It was probably more like sword and board kind of thing.
Okay.
But I think daggers were always like in her kit.
Yeah, then those are there. You're kitted up.
Is there anything off about Zamar? Like, does he seem like himself?
Ooh, make a perception check.
18.
There is definitely this look in his face of, and maybe you didn't recognize this back when this really did happen, but I think you see there's concern on his face. He's hiding it very well, but it's definitely like he's captain of the guard, but this is very much a general of armies, right? This guy is well respected and feared on the battlefield for his prowess and what he can do. So he's good at hiding things that are worrying him or troubling him. But also, regardless of how good somebody is, when you work with them so closely for so long, as you do as a trusted confidant, for all intents and purposes, like you're kind of the right hand woman to his entire outfit. You can just sort of see like there's that little crease of a line that appears like right above his eyebrows whenever he's kind of got too many things that are too concerning on his mind. Other than that, this is the Zamar that you knew.
Okay. I think what I want to do is, as I'm watching, just kind of like run one hand down to my dagger in its sheath and kind of lift it up and run the tip of my finger along the blade.
Yeah, you take a point of damage.
Cool.
You slice your finger.
And then I think it wouldn't have been like a deep cut, but just enough to
it's a deeper than a paper cut, but it's there.
I think I would pull my hand back up and kind of look at that and like rub it with my thumb and be like, Zamar, can you promise me something?
What do you need?
Should there ever come a day when you think that the training that these two have received will not be enough, can you just get them out of here?
He takes a deep breath. He puts his hand on your shoulder, and a Goliath, he's pretty tall. So, Stephanie, if I didn't think the training was enough, you wouldn't be the one to train them. I guess the battlefield general shouldn't be emotional about these things, but I trust my infant child's life in your hands. I trust the training. If for some unthinkable reason I find them unsafe, as I know you would do for me, I will keep them safe. And then I'll slap you around for not training them right until you can get off your ass and do what you need to do. He slaps you back.
I think Stephanie grins and she goes, I'll do my job as I always have. Just one day may come when that's not enough.
The vision jumps forward in time a little bit. As you sort of blink, all of a sudden he's gone. People are kind of cleaning up the mat, wiping down the sweat, a little bit of blood that's on there. The clerics are off to the side, healing the prince and the princess, and Zamor's son as well. There's a couple of exits out of this training arena, and you can see one of the exits is where you see Zamar, and he's with the entourage that you're supposed to escort, and he's kind of beckoning you over. And then on another door, you see one of those humanoid mists, and it seems to be beckoning towards you down this other hallway. What do you do in this moment?
Are the prince and princess still there?
They're off to the side. Yeah, they're being cleaned up.
I'm going to hold up a finger to Zamar and I'll walk over to them.
He nods and continues his conversation with the entourage, but he does, do I don't think they have watches, but he does, whatever their version is of like tapping his wrist of, hey, don't take too long.
Yeah. And I think to those two, I would just say, I'm going to be gone for a while. And when I return, we'll get back down to everything that I still have left to teach you. But just remember the number one rule of combat is don't be a hero. If the odds are against you, it's better to live to fight another day than it is to strike yourself down on behalf of the enemy.
as they're all cleaning up. Yeah, I of course, Stephanie. I appreciate it, but did you see how I was able to get behind him and I got them both to actually fight each other, and then came in and got his little Achilles heel?
I did. You two have always impressed me, and I look forward to seeing what you become one day.
And they kind of just laugh like, we'll do you proud, Stephanie. Thank you for everything that you teach us. We really appreciate that. The vision sort of jumps again. You're by the entourage. Zamar goes, all right, we're going to get on the ship. Stephanie, I need you to make sure the sunburst is ready to go as we get everyone on here. I'm going to stay behind, but take this. He gives you a sending stone. Make sure that you check in at the appropriate times. Once you're in with the syndicate, we're still not sure what their magical capabilities are. So at that point, try not to use any sort of magical communications in case they've figured out ways to intercept those things. And as he continues to talk, you see the mists over at that other door. There's more of them now, and they're just waving towards you to like follow them down this hallway.
In the middle of Zamar talking, I'm going to go, Zamar, who are those fellows over there?
He stops and looks over his shoulder. He goes, I don't know. I didn't see who somebody walked by. I'm not sure. But anyways, I need you to focus in on this. His response indicates that he doesn't see anything over there.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think she just turns her back on them and goes and does what Zamar is saying to do her job.
Cool. Time dilates once more, and you find yourself on the bridge of the Sunburst. You are surrounded by people you haven't seen in a very long time. Your first mate, Ulysses Seaworthy, Elaric, the crew leader, Bell, Glasseye, Heave, Ho, running around, taking care of the ship. The members of this entourage there ready to go meet with the Ember Syndicate. You're already deep out into the sea. You can see the castle fading out behind you. And as you turn around, there is this hooded figure suddenly standing in front of you. It's wearing this white robe, white hood on. You can sort of see these pale blue, light blue, almost white eyes in between them. A little bit of hair is coming out that is this goldish blonde color. It's almost like fire is coming off it, but it's like light colored mist coming off of it. And as it looks at you, it says, "Bring her home."
You know, that's not the first time I've heard that. Who are you referring to exactly?
And as you say that, the vision fades. And can you bring in Randall?
Sure. Save the cheerleader. Save the world.
As you hold Elaric's beaten and battered body.
I gotta roll a new character, huh? That's a long 6 seconds.
As this mist walks through, Stephanie gets to the other side of the clerics. So you have this command that's been given to you. In this moment, you kind of have a decision that you can make, which is, will you honor whatever that thing is and whatever that means to you, whether that means actually doing it or if that means I will honor it to the extent of I will learn more, or are you going to be like, I'm going to ignore that completely?
I think Stephanie would ignore it.
Okay.
I think in her position, she's had enough like exposure to intimidation and persuasion and sort of gaslighting is that term, but like trying to manipulate people. So I think she just assumes this is another case of that.
Okay.
Did I see anything?
You're going to take 7 thunder damage as this thing walks through you. You see Elaric, this thing go through Stephanie. I don't know, like, does Stephanie physically react as you come back from this vision in this moment?
Is the mist in front of me now?
It's walked through you.
So it's behind me?
Yeah.
I would turn around and spit on it again.
It hits one of the clerics in the eye. They're like, oh, God. Yeah, you see that.
So it walked through her?
Yeah.
Then just sort of passed to the other side?
Pass through the other side, and then it's going to attack one of the clerics there. So it's going to take a swing on the cleric. Misses as Stephanie spits through this thing. It goes through the thing, hits the cleric in the face, like, oh God. So he leans back just in time because he got spit on. So the mist misses him.
The mist missed.
The mist misses. Okay. There are still the 3 mists still up. That was their turn. Stephanie, it is now your turn.
So there's still one.
Still one interacting with an Ethiel.
Yeah.
The one that has gone through you, and then the other one that is now engaged with Elaric.
Well, I mean, 2 of them are no longer like draining these guys, so I'll go after the one that still is.
Okay.
No, I'll just do the same 3 attacks.
Okay.
Try to get it off of him. One of those hits, 17. 4 damage.
Yeah, you just kind of go to slash at it. It seems to move a little bit as you go to swing at it, like they're starting to maybe adapt to your tactics. It's not enough to distract it.
Okay.
That would have been your action and bonus action.
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. It's the cleric's turn. They're all going to do the same thing that they did last time with the guiding bolt. So they're going to do 3 guiding bolt attacks. That is 2 nat 20s in a row.
Yeah.
So one of them misses. So they are going to hit these guys. So the one misses. I think that's the one that got spit on. He goes after the one that's in front of it, and he's still like, oh, God damn, I spit in my eye. The guiding bolt hits the roof above him as he completely misses. The other 2, 30 damage to the one engaged with you, Elaric, killing that one. It just disappears. All of you can hear this like torturous scream that comes out of its throat as it does so. The other one, pretty much the least damaged one, that's the one that Stephanie just attacked. That one will be 23 damage. That one looks hurt. In D&D terms, it's bloodied. It's past the halfway point. It is now glowing, so it has advantage on the next hit against it. With that, that is it for the cleric's turn. They are like essentially trying to kite the mists away from the creatures. With that enough damage that they did to the one that you were just slashing at, it has stopped.
Okay, good.
Interacting with the Ethiel on the bed. So you, at this point, you have none of the mists actively damaging these Ethiel that are in front of you in the medical tent.
I'm sure the orphanage is fine.
Elaric, you're up.
Okay, so the patients are safe at the moment. The ones in the cots.
They're safe at the moment. Their color, all the color drain that has happened to them is staying like that. So it wasn't like they got it back.
Okay. There are 3 clerics here, so between me and them, there should be something we can do to help as soon as we deal with this. Okay, so the one that passed through Stephanie, am I close to that one?
That one was heading towards the clerics, and then you had kind of run around and dealt with the other one.
Okay.
You're easy enough to move just a smidge to get into range of this thing.
Well, I am still trying to figure out what their deal is. Based on what I've seen, I'm going to lower my sword. I'm going to brace myself, and I'm going to reach out with my bare hand and touch it, sort of like on the forehead.
Okay. Are you going for? So there's 2 left.
The one that passed through Stephanie. I'm going to walk up to it, let my sword down on my side, and then just reach out with my hand.
You have this image in your head of a memory that is not your memory. In this memory, you can see there is the tiefling Prelor. You see this giant Goliath that is wearing this blue cloak, this plate mail with these glowing blue runes on it. And then you see another female. She's wearing this white sort of silk robe. She has blonde hair. There's this little like sunburst pendant on her chest. She seems to be glowing this blue and purple and pink ethereal-like color, but it's all of these things, like an impossible thing that you haven't seen before. You are in this memory. You can see that you are deep within the Eldarian capital city, and there are bodies of soldiers, and there are bodies of these demonic creatures ripped apart. And in the horizon, along this alleyway that you this group is going through. You seem to be embodying a fourth person, and you can see at the end of this thing, it's opening up into sort of a central plateau in the middle of the city. You recognize these two figures that are there in the center of this. One of them is a tiefling that has these sharp pointed ears. She has these horns that her hair is actually like wrapped around as well, that sort of curl back into from the top of her temple back into the center of the back of her head. She has light pink skin, these earrings that look like little tiny lanterns. She has this dragon tattoo symbol under her left eye. And then under her right eye is this symbol that seems to be ethereal in nature, whatever it is. She is kind of classically beautiful looking, but also just demonic and evil. Her outfit has these shoulder plates that kind of rise up into these spikes, wearing this long leather cloak. This is the Empress Nel Sora of the Eldarian Empire. And next to her, in his full general outfit, is General Tailnor. There are these three statues that are around them. You can see in the center of these things, there's this tear in the fabric of space and time. And you can see another world.
What is that tear? Is it just floating in the middle of the room? Or is there anything around
Floating
it?
in the middle of these three statues that they have set up around here. One of these statues is glowing blue. One of them's glowing purple. One of them's glowing red. And coming out of this thing are ethereal, flying out of this thing. The bodies that are around you, as you're looking around, you can see there are these sorrowful spirits floating above them. Clearly the spirits attached to the bodies, these dead bodies that are around you. And as some of the ethereal come out, and these things are like flying through, the essence of these ethereal are hitting these spirits, they transform into those humanoid looking mists. And then your vision jumps back to the present.
Does the mist, is it still there?
It stopped and is looking back at you. It's sort of turned. And it's almost like this thing takes this heavy sigh, sadness, and then that one fades away.
So that's one down.
All we have to do is have these really touching moments.
Jesus.
Everybody will have group counseling after this.
Wow. Was that my action?
That was a free action to reach out and touch the forehead.
Okay, I'll turn to Stephanie and say, "Stop! Don't kill it. Those are spirits of the dead. I think we can set them free rather than killing them."
I'm reloading my pistol, looking
Yeah.
you in the eye while you're saying this. Well, they don't exactly appear to be non-malicious considering what they're doing to the living now, do they?
I don't believe they can help it.
That's one way to deal with the violence against those that can't defend themselves, is to excuse it.
I, just because I'm curious, I'm going to turn to the last mist and I'm going to use suggestion. And I'm going to try to tell it to go back from where it came.
Go back from whence you came.
Right, I didn't want to phrase it quite that way, but I don't actually know where it... DC 16 wisdom save.
17 on the die. As you cast suggestion, and as you're picking up the emotions that are going behind these things, it's just a little too much, whatever this is, for your magic to pierce through that emotion.
Okay, I'm going to use my last healing light just to top myself off, just in case. That's real low. But every little bit helps. And
All
then
right.
I will walk up closer to the last mist.
Cool.
Yeah.
That one's turn is up. That is the one that just got hit by the guiding bolt. It is going to head towards the cleric. So it's going to pass through that first cleric. It's going to, and just by moving through that one cleric, it's going to do 6 damage to the first cleric. Then it's going to take a swing at the second one, which is the one that hit it, and which will hit 13 damage to that second cleric. As it walks through the first one, that cleric just starts crying immediately and like falls to its knees. And then it swings at that second one, doing some damage to it as well. That one looks not only hurt by the injury, but all of a sudden just his eyes kind of glaze over. With that, Stephanie, you're up. So 1 is left. All the Ithiel seem to be safe at this moment.
I'm going to saunter up to it and go, Elaric, does this look like something that can be reasoned with? And I'm going to attack it 3 times.
All right. This one you will definitely have sneak attack.
Okay, so I'm going to hit on 2 of those.
All right, and one of them will be sneak attack.
So that's 16 on that attack. And then 3 on the second attack.
Stephanie, how do you want to do this?
I think the instant I see it start to fade away, I'll turn back towards Elaric and just kind of like put my hands out like, why would you not attack it?
What? How does it dissipate?
Again, you slice into it and it kind of like keels over, it bends itself into this little ball of mist and explodes. And again, this horrific screech pierces the air as it does so. And you also, as we exit combat, the noises outside have all sort of subsided from the active screaming of being attacked to now people are screaming, calling for help. You can quickly, at a glance, at least we can tell there's no mist rising from the earth. Without going outside and exploring, you don't know if there are other mist creatures around.
That one Ithiel who was almost fully drained, I want to go over and check on them.
Yeah, this one is breathing very heavily, raspy in its breath. And this particular Ithiel kind of looks like a doe. So it has like a deer-like face, these long ears to it. Its color very faint.
Do I know I've dealt with Ithiel? Will my healer's kit work on them? Has that worked in the past?
You've never dealt with an Ithiel's essence being ripped from its body before. Your healer's kits, yes, have worked for the day-to-day, I'll say mundane injuries that could occur.
I used up all my healing light on myself. Yeah, I'll try the healer's kit just to see if I can.
Yeah, roll. Go ahead and make a medicine check.
18.
18. You've got some herbs in there that you mix up. Give them a little bit of this tonic. The pain is subsided by this tincture that you've built for this particular Ithiel. And I think with the pain dissipating a little bit, it's breathing a little easier, but still struggling to breathe. The color has not returned to it. Stephanie, what are you doing?
I'm helping the clerics to their feet.
Okay. They rush to the other remaining Ithiel and start healing them. Your sending stone on your pocket starts to vibrate a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, I'll answer it.
Hey, boss. We got those 3 on the ship. What else do you want us to do?
Well, could you bring them back? Things seem to have subsided here, and well, I figured it'd be easier to keep them all in one place. Well done, though, chaps. Well done.
Yeah, boss. I'd love to do that.
Oh, just make Heave do it. You take care of yourself. Elaric, compassion for others is admirable, but when you hesitate and when you side with the enemy, your allies die. And I'm going to walk out.
Thankfully, no one died, except for these creatures.
Yeah, you watch as Stephanie just kind of leaves brusquely. As you walk out of the medical tent, you see Gesh, the orc guard, is running out of the jail. Hey, Stephanie, one of those mist-wraith things walked through the general, and his chains just like melted. He's not doing anything, but like I could use a little bit of backup over here.
I'll sigh and follow him.
Okay. You easily hear this, but I don't know if you're distracted. You, Elaric, you hear this, but I don't know if you're distracted with the people inside.
I feel like they've got 3 clerics. I think whatever's happening with the general is more important. So yeah, I'll run out and follow Stephanie.
As you go down to the jail cell, you see that Tailnor, he's sitting there. The irons have all just sort of like broken off. They're still like glowing, heat glow, like things were melted. And the glove that he's wearing has this reddish glow to it that is familiar to you in the vision that you saw. In fact, your sword, as you still probably have that in your hand, that purplish glow and that reddish glow seem to match each other.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, well, I always knew these fucking Ithiel would cause issues for the planet. What did you see? As he stares at your sword.
Well, first things first, what happened to your chains?
Those mists came in here. When it walked through me, it seems to have taken care of this for me. Then I had a strange little vision of the past.
It seems that we all had visions when we've come in contact with these creatures. But why would they set you free?
Well, perhaps I meant to help you solve this problem.
Stephanie cocks her pistol.
We never made it clear. Did you come here to help us, or were you just looking for information?
I came here because I need help sealing off the rip that the Empress made. I need your help to protect Dulcia.
I saw that tear in a vision. You were there.
Yeah,
Where does that portal lead to?
it leads to the realm of the Athel. They were split off from us for hundreds and hundreds of years. And then the Empress, in her hubris, thought she could just open it up, connect us all, and that we'd be one big happy family under her control. And instead, the Athel have been more of a plague on our planet.
And you believe that closing the tear will set everything right again?
I don't think we can set anything right until the tear is sealed.
Stephanie,
Mm-hmm.
what is it that you hope to accomplish here?
Well, I believe in good business practice. Does that answer your question?
No.
Hmm.
No.
When Tailnor says no, I shoot him in the knee again.
Oh, God. Ugh.
You did have a buy one, get one free, dear. I
Yeah.
always honor my end of the bargain.
He's just holding on to his bleeding knee.
I'm reloading the pistol. Elaric, I will tell you what I aim to accomplish here.
Yes.
I aim to give the people a fighting chance and not to work with those that have caused suffering in the past, such as the dear general here, in which you are sharing, apparently, crucial information that not even I have been privy to. So I think it is up to you at this point to make a decision. Do you want to work with those that have so obviously come here to hurt others, or do you want to follow your own path?
I honestly don't know what the right thing to do is now.
Well, maybe don't work with the side that commits genocide.
Your island clearly isn't as safe as you think it is. You don't have to trust me, but you can definitely trust what's going on around here. Your peace is a lie, and you will all suffer greatly. Or we can work together. We can uncover why we saw what we just saw, and we can close the rip that is tearing our planet apart more and more every day. It's not just your island that's going to suffer.
And what then? When the rip is taken care of and this whole thing is quote unquote fixed, or rather it doesn't get worse than it already is, what's your idea for the world, Tailnor?
There's a prophecy about the three. One would bring destruction, one would bring peace, and one would keep us safe. If we disrupt that flow, then a new one will rise to take its place. After we seal up the Athel realm, after we clean our home, then, all of Dulcia can be on a golden path. We can be safe and prosperous. We can't do it while we're bleeding out.
You shouldn't have turned in the coupon then.
That's not the bleeding out that I meant.
I don't know which side I'm on, because I seem to think that there are no sides anymore. The idea of side seems to be an illusion at this point. There are those who've been hurt, which is all of us at this point, and there's the right thing to do moving forward, which I honestly do not know what that is. So I don't know if I should help Tailnor. I don't know if that promise of mending the world and setting us on a golden path is not just the same lie that was fed to us by the Empress. But if we do nothing, I don't know if we can survive these events that have been happening. So, what do you think we should do, Stephanie?
I cocked the pistol again and I aimed at Tailnor.
And what will that accomplish?
Well, as he said, there's three, and one of them will bring death and pain and suffering, and I can take a guess at what part of the prophecy he fulfills.
And what are you?
Well, I'm a businesswoman.
Is that all?
For now.
I want to fix this. But I am afraid any action I take will just make things worse. Clearly, he's not a trustworthy person, but He has information, and he has access. Maybe we can, with a little more understanding, figure out how to move forward.
The door opens from the outside. Enna comes stepping in. You two to the orphanage now.
Would someone like to reapply some chains to our prisoner?
Enna walks up to the bars and goes, looks at him and says, "He's fine as he is. Can I have that?" And the glove that's glowing, he takes off and he goes, "Sure." And he hands it to her. "Good. To the orphanage."
Hey everybody, I'm a little sick as I record this, so I apologize for my voice. Tales of the Ever After is Randall Marsh as Elaric Thilden, Lynn Shephard as Stephanie Bradshaw, and Tyler Boroff, that's me, as your DM. Theme music by Randall Marsh. You can connect with us on Instagram or Threads at Tales of the Ever After, and also on Blue Sky at Tales of Ever After. And as always, if you like what you're hearing and want to hear more, please do me a big favor. Subscribe, rate, comment on the podcast on whichever your platform of choice is. It just helps us get seen more, and as always, it makes you the best and means you have our undying gratitude. Tales of the Ever After will be back on Tuesday, April 22nd. We'll see you then.
Campaign's about them now. The Adventures of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. You guys were just setting me up so I get to this point so I can introduce the clerics.
If we can bring in the 5 new party members,
Yeah.
you two are dismissed.